Core Justice, Chapter 20. Gulch District, Nashville, Tennessee. The three companions exited and headed for the front door of Cal's condo building. Through the glass, Cal could see Irene sitting at the welcome desk. A deep breath, and he passed through the doorway. Sorry, just situating the microphone up there. Irene looked up with her courtesy smile and yelped in surprise as she recognized Cal. Well, look here. Cal, how are you? Cal noticed that the look of shock mingled with a hint of guilt on Irene's face. This girl was hiding something. Years of learning when junior Marines were lying to his face had honed his bullshit detector. He put on the nicest smile he could muster and pushed forward. Hey, Irene, how are things around here? You know, occasionally boring, occasionally busy, boring the rest of the time. You look great. How are you feeling? A lot better, thanks. Just wanted to stop by and get some of my stuff. Oh, my fault. You've met my buddy Brian here, and this is my friend Andy. Andy's a buddy of mine from the Marine Corps. They do all the heavy lifting while I just point to things. Irene laughed dutifully, as did the others. The strain on the woman's face intensified as she processed the trio. Are you moving out or something? Nope, just gonna stay with some friends for a few days. Anybody been in my place since the last time I was here? Irene shook her head. No, just your friend Brian the other day. I've got a bunch of mail for you. I can go get it for you, and you can pick it up on your way out. Cal looked over his shoulder. Andy, can you go with Irene and get my mail? We'll be back down in 5 minutes. No problem, Andy said. As Irene turned to head to the mailroom, Cal touched his right temple and glanced at Irene's desk. Andy followed his gaze, saw the cell phone, and nodded back to Cal. It would be Andy's job to use Neil's laser gadget to tap Irene's phone. Not a problem. Cal and Brian headed to the bank of elevators and boarded the first to appear. As the doors closed, Brian turned to Cal. You think it'll be as easy to do as Neil said? Probably easier, Cal said. By the time we get the mail, Neil should have her whole system tapped. They were both anxious to hear from Neil and continued the rest of the way up to Cal's floor in silence, each wondering quietly what the cell phone hack would lead to. As Cal was entering his passcode, his cell phone buzzed. He answered it on the second ring. Yeah? Hey, we just got a positive connection and we're starting to download all her recent activity. Okay, call me back when you have a better idea of what we're dealing with, Cal said. You got it. Cal slipped his phone back in his pocket and walked toward the master bedroom. He came back a minute later with a small rolling suitcase. You ready? Do you need to get anything else? Brian asked. Nope, just got some extra pieces from the locker and some clothes. The rest I can borrow from the company. Brian grabbed the suitcase and followed Cal back to the elevator. As they exited on the ground level, they found Andy waiting with a thin stack of junk mail. Irene was once again sitting behind the welcome desk, texting. She looked up as they walked toward Andy. Did you get everything you needed, Cal? Her voice was still a little too bubbly. I did. Hey, Irene, has anyone been here recently looking for me? She did her best to keep the fake smile plastered on her face, but Cal noticed her face drop slightly at his questioning. Just the police. They came by the day after your incident. Anybody else that you can remember? No, I see everyone that comes in during the day. You know that the doors are locked after hours and on the weekend. Yeah, I was just curious. Thanks again for keeping an eye on things, Irene. No problem, Irene said. Let me know if we can do anything for you. He started to leave, then paused and turned back. Oh, forgot to mention one thing. Give the staff a heads up that I installed a video surveillance system a few weeks ago. Nothing to worry about. I haven't had a chance to review any footage since getting out of the hospital yet. Just thought you guys should know. Without waiting for the response from the open-mouthed Irene, he exited through the front door, trailed by his two friends. Andy waited until they reached the car before saying anything. Real discreet, Cal. I wouldn't be surprised if she has a heart attack. Serves her right. I'm tired of sitting back and doing nothing. I guarantee she'll be on the phone with whoever she's been talking to as soon as we take off. In 10 minutes, we'll know where West is hiding. Without a good response, the other two climbed into the car, and they were soon back on the road to Camp Spartan. New section. Dante strolled into the dark room, shedding his layers of disguise as he went. The 12 men waiting were in various stages of relaxation. Some were slumped on one of the couches smoking, others were playing video games or snacking on a huge bag of Popeye's takeout. All right, listen up, Dante said. I just took a look at the house we're hitting tomorrow. I figure we can get in and out pretty quickly. I don't want to be there more than 5 minutes in case some hillbilly decides to stop by with his shotgun. No shooting unless we can help it. Everybody got that?" A chorus of mumbled agreements answered. "Good. Now I want all of you to get some good rest tonight. I don't want anybody dragging ass tomorrow. That means go easy on the booze and weed." One of the huge men from New Orleans raised his head and spoke up in a bored southern drawl. "This ain't our first rodeo, Dante." I know. I just don't want any fuck-ups this time." Someone else called from the back. "You mean not like the way Shorty went down?" The comment was followed by snickers from the rest of the hired crew. Dante growled his response. "You trying to challenge me? If you've got a problem, I'll take care of it right now." The guy from the back was still smiling. "Relax, boss. I was just messing around." Dante turned and headed for the back room. The sooner he could send the New Orleans bangers back home, the better. The walls of the small house were starting to close in on everyone. Just the day before, one of his original crew had gotten into it with one of the newcomers. It would have come to blows if Dante hadn't happened to walk in. He was tired of babysitting. No matter. Tomorrow would be the night it would all end. Again, self-explanatory. Didn't use any crazy words this time, so that's good. So how about we just move on to the next chapter?